Aries, welcome to Vidya's Prophecy Tarot. This is a general love reading for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. Aries, it's going to be a 12 card spread today and we'll just clarify that as we go along. Now, just a couple of things. I think you know that if these are general readings, okay, they're not going to resonate with everyone. If it doesn't fit, please don't force it to fit. Just check your other placements, especially Moon and Rising signs, as they may resonate more. So Aries, let's get started. What's the message here for Aries? Message for Aries, please. Four of Cups, Three of Wands, Two of Wands, message for Aries, Three of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Message for Aries. What's the message? Two of Cups. The Star, the Four of Swords. Message for Aries, please. Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, Page of Wands, and the Four of Wands with the Seven of Cups. Okay. So there's confusion here, Aries. Okay. Maybe a lot of daydreaming, right? Confusion maybe about what to do here. With the Four of Cups, there's disinterest. There's disinterest, okay? Disinterest when it comes to maybe something that was expected. You know, it feels like you're not interested in seeing what else is out there. That's kind of what it comes across. You're at a crossroads here. Now, I'm saying it's you, but it could be someone else. And for some of you, it's about collaborations, okay? And it's like you're not interested in seeing what else is there. You have to make a decision about this Two of Cups energy, okay? Which is something that was desired. And with the Four of Swords, it feels like you've taken some time out to really think about this. Like, do you really want this? Because you're making a decision about it, right? It's a new opportunity, you know, and you're wondering, should you move towards this? Should you take some kind of action, okay, to make it a solid, like some sort of solid foundation? But this is interesting with this Four of Cups because it feels like, although there's a Two of Cups and a Star on offer with this Ace of Cups, it feels like you're in the Four of Cups energy, which is strange, okay? And you're confused, so that tells me there's something more with this opportunity. Okay, there must be something else. Let's see. Aries, what's the message here for Aries? It's almost like when you look at the future, you recognize that you're going to have to choose something. You're going to have to choose this, right? You're going to have to make a decision, and it's not something you're prepared to make. That's kind of what I feel. Like you're trying to avoid making this decision, okay? Why is the Four of Cups there for Aries? Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. You're not sure if you should take action towards this, okay? Let's look at the Three of Wands, the Magician, and the Knight of Pentacles. When you look to the future, you got to make something happen, you know? And with the Five of Pentacles, it feels like whatever you see out there is not, you know, it seems tough, right? It seems harsh. So you're not, you know, so it's like you're avoiding doing this. Okay, that's kind of what it feels. Yeah. Why is it Two of Wands there? The Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords. Gosh, okay. There's some amount of deception. There's could be self-deception as well. Okay. There could be heartbreak. Okay, this we may be talking about a third party situation here. Let's look at that Three of Pentacles. The Hierophant. Aries. Why is Three of Pentacles there for Aries? Queen of Wands. Ooh, and the Three of Cups. Okay, so that's pretty clear. So there's a chance to build here, to commit to a third party Queen of Wands. Okay, and you're not interested. That's what I'm getting. You're not interested. You're not interested in making this happen. You're not interested in having to work towards this. With the Magician and the Knight of Pentacles, it feels like being made to do something or being made to work towards something, okay? Maybe this commitment, right? And you're not interested. Okay, so let's look at this Two of Pentacles. The Four of Cups. And the Ten of Cups. Yeah, some of you are rejecting the idea of committing to someone, okay? This third party maybe. Who may be wanting you to make a decision here, right? To reject family that you already have. Something like that, okay? Let's look at the Two of Cups. The King of Cups. And the Tower, yeah. I think you do care about this person, Aries, this third party, but you know, you're not prepared maybe to blow all of this up for, you're not prepared to blow up your life for this person. Let's look at the Star. There's a Star there for Aries. The Devil. See, this something that may have become a dream is now feeling like a trap, okay? Yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune. You're afraid of change. And going for this relationship with this person means change. And that's with that Four of Cups, you're not interested in initiating this change, okay? Let's look at the Four of Swords. The Hermit. And the Nine of Pentacles, yeah. You're giving it some thought and wondering if you should just, stay single, okay? And the fact that you're at this crossroads, I think the fact that you're conflicted about this commitment, you're hiding that as well with the Seven of Swords, okay? You know you're being made to commit, and you're not interested in going down that path. Some of you are not interested in a family life, okay? That's there for some people. Some of you just want to be single, You're afraid of changing things up. It's causing a lot of confusion. Let's look at the Ace of Cups. Yeah, the Three of Swords. And the Two of Wands. See, you're at a crossroads about this, okay? And I think you feel like maybe you're going to hurt this person, okay? Let's look at this Page of Cups. The King of Swords reversed. And the Queen of Pentacles. See, some of you are you're not speaking up, okay, to this person. You're not telling them the truth, maybe of a proposal or something, that you're not interested in that, you don't want to do this. So for some of you, it may not be a third party, but it might just be that you're reluctant to commit, okay, because you're not interested in a family life, For some of you, you're not interested. For some of you, this is a third party and you don't want to commit to this person, okay? Let's look at the Princess of Wands. Yeah, see, I think you're wondering whether you should just end it. Knight of Cups and Temperance, yeah. Should you just maintain the peace, right? If it's a third party, you want to just maintain the peace in your home and move on from this situation altogether. And if it's, if it's not a third party as well, some of you don't want to, you like things the way they are at home, okay? Like, let's say you're independent, you're single. You don't want to get married, okay? You're not interested in a family life. You like things the way they are at home. And you're wondering, should you just end this? But I don't think you're telling this person who's expecting a commitment from you. Okay, you're not, that Knight of King of Swords reversed, you're not speaking up here. Okay, let's see. Aries, what's the message here for Aries? Let's look at that Magician. There's a Magician there for Aries. Seven of Pentacles and the Emperor. Yeah, and the Knight of Swords. I think you're wondering, Aries, this is you, the Emperor, right? You're thinking about this, with the High Priestess. You're keeping it quiet as well. And for some of you, I mean, this is a third party who is pushing you, okay, to reject your family and commit to them, and you're resisting that. So it's a few different things. But I think either way, when you look out at the future, you see that you're going to be made to work towards a goal, which is a commitment, okay, and that's making you very conflicted there. Let's look at the Seven of Swords. The Sun. Where's the Seven of Swords there? Yeah, the Star and the Sun. I think you're not being honest about what it is you truly want, Aries. It feels like you're on two different pages with this. This person wants a commitment, you don't. Let's look at the Five of Swords. Nine of Cups. Yeah, you're not sure that this is what you want. Let's look at the Hierophant. Ten of Wands. See, you'd have to, I think you're finding the idea of a commitment to this person like a tall order, okay? With the Ten of Wands, it feels like more than you can handle, right? You feel like you're biting off more than you can chew if it's a third party, or if it's not a third party and this person just wants to marry you, then you feel like that's too much of a responsibility, okay? You don't want that. Let's look at that Four of Cups. Yeah, King of Pentacles, you're not interested in a commitment. For some of you, you're just not interested in committing. Let's look at the Tower. Six of Swords. See, it's a Tower. It's going to be a shock to this person that you want to move on from this, okay? That you're conflicted about them. I think it's going to be a real shock. I don't think they're expecting this, Let's look at the Devil. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. See, this choosing a spouse, which may have been your dream at one point. And this person may have been a dream partner at one point, but with the Devil now, it feels like a trap. You don't want to do this, and it's, it kind of feels like a trap. Yeah, the Empress, you're supposed to see some growth there, and you feel like that's going to be trapped. And for some of you, it is about family, okay? You're not interested in a family dynamic. You're not interested in a wife and a mother. You're not interested in that, okay? Some of you feel like you're going to be trapped by parenthood, okay, or by marriage, and you're not keen on that. You just want to be single. Let's look at the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, the Knight of Wands. Some of you just want to be you just want to be free and single and happy to pursue whatever it is you want to pursue. Maybe you're not ready for a commitment and a family, okay? Let's look at the Hermit. Strength. Yeah, you're wondering if you should just hold back. And stay single. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Now let's look at this Two of Wands here. Page of Swords. Yeah, you got to speak up though. You got to tell this other person who thinks that you want a commitment with them. Let's look at the King of Swords reversed. Yeah, the Lovers. Ooh, okay. And the Six of Pentacles. If this is a third party, you're lying to them, right? When you tell them that you feel the same way, you don't. Okay, you actually like things in your home. You're not interested in breaking up with your family, okay? That's for some of you. And if it's not a third party and this is just someone who wants to marry you, then you're again not lying about your feeling. I mean, you're lying about your feelings. You don't want to make this person a spouse, okay? And in your thinking, you'd rather just stay single. Now let's look at Death. Yeah, the Hanged Man and the Ace of Swords. The bottom line is you've changed your mind about this, right? Like I said, something that you wanted once, you don't want that anymore. It feels like a trap, okay? I said trap, and we've got the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So I think for some of you, you really do feel trapped at the thought of having a family, like children, a spouse, that kind of thing. Okay, and if you already have a family, then you're not interested in breaking it up for this person. Let's look at Temperance. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. You're holding back because you're conflicted. Okay, and for some of you, it may have to do with financial reasons. You know, like you like things the way you are in your home, right? And you don't see any need to upset the apple cart here. That's what I'm getting. And so it's leading to a lot of confusion about what you should do, the direction you should go. But I think the thing is you're going to have to speak up to this other person, okay? You have to be honest. Because you're not being honest here, right? This person is expecting a proposal. They think that, you're on the same page as far as this dream of a new life, of becoming parents, whatever, and you're not on the same page. Okay, so that's what I've got. Let's see if we can get some advice here for you. Let's see, what's the advice for the person who's conflicted here? Five of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I think there's going to be conflict. Okay, there will be fights about this. There will be fights. But I think you can't escape this. Okay, that's what I feel. You can't escape it. You just have to work through it with the Knight of Pentacles energy. You just got to go through it. You can't avoid it. You can't go, because this person is expecting a commitment, right? Whether they're a third party or they're not, they're expecting some kind of commitment. And if you don't feel the same way, then that's fine, but you need to make that clear and and deal with it, right? That's what I feel. Okay, there will be strife here, there will be problems here, because obviously this person's not going to be thrilled, but that's the situation that it is, so you just have to work through it. That's what I'm getting. Okay, all right, Aries, do tell me if that resonates at all. I'd love to know. Please do hit like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel so much, and I'll see you next time.